Hey guys, so welcome to Jet Guy RC Planes, formerly known as Jet Guy Productions. So you want to know what you need to build an RC turbine jet. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you what you need to build an RC plane. I have almost everything I need. The first thing you need is an airplane, thrust tube, fuel tank, and you need a turbine. Now, we went over this in an unboxing on my channel already, as well as the plane. But on top of that, let's just start over here. You need a fuel system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dubro that I had laying around in caps. And then I've got a pump coming. It won't be here for a few more days. It's on, off, and reverse. And then a battery. If you look on the internet, you're going to find a fueling station for around $300. I'm going to do it for under $100. And it's going to be every bit as good as what you can get online, kind of. And you need oil for your turbine fuel. All right, so that's that part of it. Next, you need fire prevention. You need a fire extinguisher, at least a 5-pound CO2 or better. I got Halotron right here. It's super expensive, but I got a great deal on it. 5-pound, and it's dated this month. So good to go with that. You need a receiver and a gyro. For mine, I have nav lights. I have all my servos. I don't have servo horns yet, and I might as well explain that. I'm going to set up my plane with the standard plastic servo horns. And once it's set up, then I'm going to determine what kind of aluminum, hopefully clamping servo horns I can find once I determine how long they need to be and all that. I went overboard with the braided 20 gauge servo wire. This will be nice to run by the thrust tube and the turbine. I have insulation. I've got snake skin. I've got aluminum tape, and I've got a little bit of epoxy here. And then I got a nose wheel servo there. That landing gear came with the model. And most important is a pair of sunglasses for the maiden flight. So that's what I have for building this plane. I think I have about everything. The only thing that I would be missing would be maybe some tubing and some fittings for running the fuel lines. And that's about it. Everything else I pretty much have. I can, always make a run to the hardware store or the hobby store for a few other items, but I've got the big stuff covered here. You guys that have built these before, if I'm missing something or if I do something wrong, please let me know in the comments, because, this is my first plane, and I easily can make a mistake, overlook something or whatever. So, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If I can't answer them, maybe somebody else that's watching the video will. All right, so we're gonna go into unboxing of all of this stuff, and most of it, and we're gonna look everything over. Unboxing the servos. I had a hard time finding servos that I liked for this BAE Hawk. AI kept telling me I needed, for the tail feathers 250 inch ounces minimum in a mini servo, which is very hard to get, if not impossible. Actually, a mini is too big. The servos for the tail feathers are supposed to be 17 by 33, and these are 15 by 35.5 millimeters. I just couldn't find that torque value that AI said that I needed in that size of servo. So, and I did a bunch of calculations myself, and the calculations came out differently, and it said that these would work, but I wasn't confident in my calculations. I'm an engineer, but I've never done servo torque calculation requirements before. So, although I had a high level of confidence in my math, I was not 100% sure, having never done it before. So what I did was I looked at the MB339 Armachi Hanger 9, and I looked at the servos in that plane. Now that plane can, it doesn't say it, but you could put a 102 King Tech K102 G5, like what I'm putting in my BAE Hawk, into that MB339. The plane is about the same size. It's a little, the wingspan's a little bit bigger, I think. The weight's about the same. So I just figured, and the speed's about the same. So I figured that the servos that are in the MB339 will work in the BAE Hawk. And I reached out to Horizon Hobby, and they did confirm that these would work in the BAE Hawk. These are very affordable. They're I'm going to be running high voltage. I'm going to be running 8.4 volts. These are 130 inch ounces at 8.4 volts, or 9.4 kilogram centimeters. The speed on these at 8.4 volts is 0.094 seconds for 60 degrees, which isn't bad. You know, these are like 65 bucks. They're not $200 servos, so you can't expect miracles. But they are, you know, digital, high voltage, metal gear, high torque servos. So these are the standard servos. I love the boxes the servos come in. So these are aluminum with a hard plastic top and bottom to them. Metal gear, digital, high voltage, high torque servos. The torque at 8.4 volts is 270 ounce inches, or 19.5 kilogram centimeters. The speed is 0.1 seconds for 60 degrees at 8.4 volts. Okay, so those are the servos that I'm using on the BAE Hawk. So I've been excited to do the unboxing of this because these are the nav lights and landing gear lights that I bought for the BAE Hawk. I haven't opened them yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what's in here. GT power, high power 3 watt, LED setup. They have the controller. Y harness, double-sided tape, and tiny zip ties. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. I think one's green, one's red, and I think all the others will be white. Anyway, I'm not sure how I'm going to utilize these. I may only just use 2 of them for the nav lights and the wings. I'll have to make extensions, more than likely, to make this work. I'm not sure how long these leads are, but they're probably not long enough to go from the wings into the controller. Plus they have to be able to disconnect them at the wings, because I'm going to take the wings off to transport it. Now this is a light for the landing gear, for the nose wheel. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I might be able to make something to make it work though. I did just pick up a bamboo lab printer. I'll probably unbox that too, because I do plan on making parts for, like, to mount this, for example, on the landing gear. So I'll unbox that, provide a link for that as well. It's on a crazy sale right now. I don't know if it still will be by the time this video makes it out, but so yeah, we can make this work, I think. And this won't need an extension because it could go straight into the controller. All right, moving on. So I've never done this before, so if anybody has any suggestions or, you know, a different way of doing this, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. So I've got these heavy-duty 20-gauge braided servo leads, basically to go from the tail feathers to the front of the plane. I went a little overboard and bought a whole bunch of different sizes. I imagine I'll probably use them in the wings as well. I'm not sure yet. But I've got like from 48 inches all the way down to like 6 or 12. So 12, 18, 24, 36, and 48. They will find a home. I'm only going to use a handful of these in this plane, but 3 of them are going to be coming up through the up by the thrust tube and the turbine. So I'm going to use snake skin on all of them. I have some more snake skin coming as well. I think I can get the leads to go through here. If not, definitely this will work for the lights. In the wings, I'm going to run snake skin on them. This here, this is an auto insulation. So I'll put the servo wires through there if I can. I don't know if I can get them all through there. I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. And then cover it with aluminum foil tape, just to keep them, you know, from getting too hot. I have high temperature epoxy too to tack this in as it goes down the side of the fuse there. It's only a short run, so it's not like I'm adding a tremendous amount of weight. It should be fine. And then I've got some connector packages. I didn't realize I bought 2 different ones. I didn't realize I bought 2 of them. But I can make my light extensions with these. I could make servo lead extensions, but I am not going to attempt that. Not in a, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 jet. This is the Synapse. I did a box opening on this and a 10-channel AR10410T. So I'm going to be running a Synapse in mine in the BAE Hawk. So 2 charge ports, not going to use those. 2 battery connectors, which is kind of nice. I'm not going to use these either, but those are really nice to have. You never know when you might need to make a battery lead. I've got, okay, 4 remote satellite receiver connector wires, and a wire for battery leads on a non-Spektrum battery. You wouldn't need them for a Spektrum battery. The 14 channel receiver comes with 3 satellite receivers and I'm not sure that's called a telemetry transmitter, but it may be. Now I have actually a whole bunch of these, but I've got 4 of those, and I'm gonna run all 4. I think I'm gonna run all 4 just because I've had signal issues with my transmitter, so I'm gonna run all 4 satellites. And I think I could put this in the extra X bus here, no issues. I'm gonna see if I could do that. Again, you know, being a larger turbine plane, high voltage servos may be under a lot of load, and it's a very expensive plane. I want the redundant battery setup just in case something goes wrong. And also it keeps the voltage and the current nice and steady to your servos and things. So 14 channels, comes with a on-off switch, which is super nice. Plugs in to the receiver. Again, a lockable Synapse. The Synapse has a lockable connector on it. It locks into the receiver so it won't come loose. You have a voltage port, a temperature port, like I said, extra X bus, an RPM port, and you have 4 remote satellite ports. Bind button, on-off switch, and a USB-C. Now, don't do what I do. When you unbox this thing, go over and update it and register it on Spektrum's website. I constantly put these in the planes and then remember I got to do that, so it's always kind of a pain in the butt because the lead isn't that long to go into my desktop to get that done. So do it right now, you know. Anyway, moving on. So I forgot to show the UAT. This is another thing that that you're going to need. This is a KingTech UAT. Okay, so this is everything that I've spent to date. Not shown here is the plane, the fuel tank, the fire extinguisher, but this is everything I bought for this plane build. And I've totaled up all the dollar amounts, including the plane, turbine, everything. The total dollar amount I've spent to date is $5,173.24. Now, some of the money, you know, I'm not going to use most of these. I don't need 2 of these. I don't need all this epoxy. Some of this is for another project. I'm not going to use all this. I'm not going to use all of that. I'm not going to use all LEDs, you know, so there's a lot of extra stuff. And please stay tuned. We're going to put all these parts together. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you see I'm doing something wrong or you got some pointers, like how to run the wires by the turbine without, you know, maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I'm overdoing it, not sure. Any comments at all, please let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna link everything I can in the comments in case you wanna buy something from my channel. I would really appreciate it. Of course, it won't cost you any more to do that, as you know. But you know, it would help my channel grow, right? Maybe, you know, I always like putting up together new projects, and it definitely goes a long way in helping me do that. So I got a lot going on right now. I've got this turbine build. I got my M1 Bristol from Balsa USA build going. I'm going to try to balance all this and get as much done as fast as I can. But I'm not sure where I'm going to go. If I'm going to put all this aside and get back into the M1 Bristol. I've got the wing build to do. I can't wait to do it. I'm so super excited for it. I really enjoy building the stick kits like that. But this is also my first turbine, so I'm super excited to get that done too. So, and I just got just so you know, Bamboo Labs has an amazing sale. I think I mentioned it earlier on their P1, well, all their printers really, I think. So I just got a new printer. I got to put that together and get that running. Super excited about that as well. So lots going on. Stay tuned. More to come. And if you're new and you're learning how to do this, please join me. Thanks. Thanks for watching.